Dacey, 1-0 up with half an hour or so to go against 10 men and a penalty, and then our kind of afternoon unravelled a bit. Your thoughts on that point?
Yeah, not happy. But then no one is. I just said to him there, I think you have to kind of look at it logically and try and find as many positives as possible. If somebody would have offered me a point at the start of the game, I probably would have taken it. I believe in my Dacey. I believe in my Dacey. Honestly, mate, I've just never known. At least they love us. At least they love us. Do you know what? I've never known a run where we've missed 5 out of 6 penalties. I very much praise the boys for getting into positions to win the penalties, but to miss as many as what we have, that have actually all ended up costing us points or results. And that's what's difficult, because if we score the ones that we have, we're probably 4 to 6 points higher in the league, potentially still.
We might have to start again.
I think you might just have to edit, mate.
Yeah.
Good job. But no, the penalties have been costly for us. Fair play to Luke. A little while ago, stepping up again. Same with Cookie, same with Solly. But yeah, there's not much I can say about that. And then we just said we've gone down to 10 and just stopped doing what was working for us, and that's really disappointing. And that's something that the players have got to manage better. Fair play for keep going and nicking a point, but yeah, there's not a single one of us within the change room that's leaving probably even a percentage happy.
Obviously, then we'll touch on the fight back to obviously going 2-1 down, and then a last-minute equaliser and a great header from Joe. For such a young lad who stepped in recently, when obviously Jeff got injured earlier in the season and done quite well, hasn't he, as a centre-half pairing?
First of all, Jeff's a phenomenal centre-back, and he got August Player of the Month rightfully. And Joe took an opportunity when Jeff got a knock, and Joe's holding that shirt at the minute, so I'm delighted for him that he's got his first goal. But we shouldn't be at a point where with 5 minutes to go we're playing how we should have played when they went down to 10 men, scraping for a goal. You could have a 1-0 with 10 men, obviously trying to kill the game off. And that thing kind of is, with the emotion of it all, overriding everything else at the minute. But I thought everybody was good today. I thought Alfie was exceptional. But yeah, Joe's holding his own at the minute, and it'd be a nice bit of a confidence boost for him to have scored from the set piece.
The other, I think, most notable performance though was Amadou. Maybe wasn't, technically I think incredible, but was covered every blade of artificial grass here at Folkestone today, and really put his body on the line multiple times. Yeah,
it's what we signed him for. We have people like Lonnie and Naira and Alfie to be the linkers and the boys that tick us over, and then we have Wince, Bode, Amadou to be able to do the other side of it and help us break it down, but can also very, very neat on the football. Another one who's had a great chance to put us 2 up. But yeah, Amadou has been brilliant today, and hopefully that those performances can continue as the season goes on for him.
And obviously leaving here, obviously with the point, but a fully fit squad, bar obviously Gaspar. You must be pretty pleased heading into a busy run of fixtures for us.
Just want to take a penalty and score, mate. Yeah, look, we've got 11 games now in 5 weeks, 12 before today. So we've said to the boys, I spoke to a few of them yesterday, but we spoke at training and basically just said, there's going to be games sometimes when somebody might start and then not even be in the squad the following. We have to take it game by game by what we feel like that fixture needs and what's going to be a benefit for the team. Hence, kind of Amadou coming in for Lonit today, but. Like I said last week, training's fun, but you want to play the games, and now I'm just itching to get to Tuesday, and that's just 1 win in 9. I'm aware of that. Today we could have made a real statement, and we missed that winning feeling, and that's just chomping at the bit to get to Tuesday. It
is 1 win in 9, but despite that we still sit in the playoffs, which overall looking at where we've been in the last 2 years for the football club is a massive positive, isn't it?
For the club and for the people that suffered, I was lucky enough that I wasn't one of those. But for us, we're in there, knowing that there's a lot of teams creeping out. I thought when the final whistle goes, maybe we might have sneaked out. We were just worried about us, and we should be killing teams off. And 5 or 6 of those games we could have put to bed, and you turn losses into draws and draws into wins. It plays its part as the season goes on, but yeah, I'll find the positives as the evening kind of filters out. But at the minute, we're all disappointed.
Finally, we'll touch on Nyron then as well, because he really epitomised the disappointment, I think, in that result. What was he like in the dressing room at full time and after the game?
And they're all disappointed, and they're all disappointed within the dressing room, because we're doing things that are just very basic and at times very silly. And also, when you've worked on it Tuesday, and then you're in the situation to go now be effective, whether that's a transition going forward or a transition going backwards, and we haven't done it, and we've conceded 2 goals from it. So we know, in the manner in which we play, 1-0 up against 10 men, whoever it is, we should be putting the game to bed. And we've actually ended up getting a little bit lucky to sneak a point, but from when it went 1-0 up until the red card, we had the better chances to have really put the game to bed. But then arguably Folkestone have had some great chances within the game as well. So yeah, Nyron feels it probably more than anyone, because this is his club. But yeah, as a collective, I think it's just going to be a little bit of a sour one for a few hours.
And then finally, they've interrupted this interview, annoyingly, which means I've got to do some work afterwards. But the fans today travelled again in great numbers. And how important are they going to be at a difficult place on Tuesday night at Chatham?
Yeah, I love them, and they love us. And so, I never get bored of hearing them singing the club name, and even mine to a certain extent. But they can see, as well as you guys and the chairman and the players, that we're making progress, but we just feel that we could have progressed further than what we've done. So as long as they keep coming and they keep singing and they keep enjoying what we're doing, because I've always tried to say to the players and everybody, it's about how we try and make you feel watching this football team, then they'll always be a huge asset for us.
Perfect. Dacey, we'll leave it there and we'll catch up on Tuesday night.
Thank you.